guys, so if you saw my last video, I told you that my solar panels on the van are deader than a doornail, and so now we are in the process of removing them and replacing them. So I just wanted to show you a few little things that we are doing to well, facilitate that. Solar panel or fiberglass. It's probably the solar panel. Problem with being a girl is I can't get the leverage I need when I'm standing like this. Cracking the solar panel.
That part is broken, so it doesn't matter.
I know, but it's cracking the solar panel, but it's not undoing the tape. Is what my point is. That tape is staying on there good. Break the board in my face too.
I can get a bigger board. That one's.
If it'll stuff under.
Looks like it's coming a little bit.
It's not. Gee, crickets. Oh, crap. I don't know how I'm gonna get that off. I don't know if Simple Green could take that off. Good thing we don't want these anymore. Yeah, if I was going to replace these and put them on something else,
nope.
Get it.
They're done.
The shit out of them. You definitely don't want to do this right now.
Nope. I'm in recovery mode.
Yep. This is definitely working out my abs, I'll tell you. Hold on, board.
Rolling.
Just hope I don't.
Watch out for that. Never mind.
Yeah, I know, I saw it.
It'll...
It came down to. I figured that was going to happen.
It's okay.
Yeah, another cool thing about using these foam things is they kind of stick to the roof by themselves. Ugh. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's like, the fiberglass used to be all white. And now there's like brown spots where the solar panels were touching. Every one of those spots is a cell. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that.
I see it on the panel.
It's really weird. So yeah, these things literally melted. This is like a word of caution for you guys,
well,
man.
100 and how much degrees, right? Or was that...
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't this hot last summer, so yeah, they were fine last summer. But yeah, that's just crazy. They literally like melted to my roof. And that black stuff right there next to the Eternabond tape, that's the foam that I used to kind of hold them up. Because as you can see, this dip here, I wanted to kind of build it up so they would have some support. And the foam melted. The foam melted to the roof. That is just terrible. Okay guys, so now that we got the solar panels off, let me show you what it looks like up there now. It's pretty gross. The dark stuff in the middle is what's left of the BHB tape. And quite honestly, I think I could have gotten away with just using those small amounts of BHB tape and nothing else. Just an FYI. And so if you guys are going to do this, yeah, the Eternabond tape works great. And also the 3M BHB indoor-outdoor double-sided sticky tape works great as well. But it's a little bit overkill. I had nightmares about this stuff, like, you know, flying off and hitting people's cars and things like that, but no, it didn't. It stayed on there just fine. So a little bit goes a long ways if you're going to mount it flush. I don't quite know what we're going to do. I kind of wanted it to, I don't know, be able to have some air flow. So we're thinking of different ways of putting it, the solar panel on. So I will let you guys know how we do that, and hopefully be able to show you that too. In the meantime, I'm going to get to work trying to get some of this tape off and see, you know, if it's going to work. When I first put this on, I messed up a couple of times, and so I had to remove some of the tape and redo it. And well, the simple green worked really well. Also, the other day I did a test removal of some of it, and the simple green worked to help remove it that time as well, but it was, you know, a small piece. So we're gonna see with these bigger pieces how it works out. So I will keep you guys in the loop on that too. So all right. Okay, you guys, so I discovered something really cool about Eternabond tape that you may or may not know already when you want to remove it. My discovery is that it loves to stick to everything forever, but it really, really loves to stick to itself. So let's check it out. Okay, sorry about the wind, you guys. I hope you can hear this, but you see this big wad of stuff right here that looks like chewing gum? Well, that's what I scraped off of here. Okay, and now my first instinct when I first started doing this on the other side was to just take off the wads and you know, dispose of them, but I really quickly found out that that made the process even more difficult. It's actually better just to kind of scrape and leave the pile and just keep scraping to the pile of stuff. And once you do that, what happens is once you get a smaller pile than that up next to it, it wants to stick to it. It wants to stay there. It wants to be with its friends. So it makes it a lot easier to get rid of the stuff behind it. So I'm going to try to have Ron come out here and hold this for me so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first thing you guys got to do is you got to pull it up like this, and as you can see, it looks like kind of like string cheese, and want to cut it with your razor knife as close to the thing as you can, just to get as much of that string cheese to keep going like that. Now you don't want to take it all off at once, even though you probably would like to. Don't do it. Okay, just leave it kind of sitting here like that. And then you take a plastic scraper. You don't want to use anything metal because it might ruin your roof or whatever you're working on. And lucky for me, I'm ambidextrous, but for most of y'all this might be a little bit different. But you just push this stuff up like that, and you see how it kind of sticks to itself. It makes like a pile. And like I said before, don't get rid of the pile. Let it just kind of do its thing and stay in its pile, or wad, or whatever you want to call it, and just keep going from behind it and getting all of it, and just keep pushing it to the pile. And you got to be a little patient with it, but after a while it comes up. And the best time to do this is on a sunny day. I know you'll probably get a sunburn. Just wear sunscreen and a hat if you have to, because you don't want to be sitting here with a heat gun if you don't have to, especially if you're like us and you don't have electricity everywhere. And just keep scraping it. Hopefully you can see that. But see that big pile right there? And just keep wadding it up, kind of like a snowball. And do not, under any circumstances, take the pile off until you get this completely cleaned off, because, like I said, it's going to make it more difficult. It likes to stick to itself. And you just keep doing it, and you can just fold it in, almost like kneading dough, I guess, or whatever, but that's how you do it. And see how much of that stuff I got off there? So that's that much less chemicals you have to use to get rid of the stuff. Now this might be a little bit different on an RV roof or something, because the texture might be a little bit, you know, different than like nice gel coated fiberglass. But I'm telling you, it'll work probably the same way, as long as you keep your wad right there and just keep wadding it up on itself. That's something that I didn't see on any video, and I just kind of wanted to show that to you guys, and hopefully it helps you guys out if you have to remove this stuff. And the sooner the better. This tape's been on here for a couple years, so it's gonna be a little bit more difficult, but it's still not quite as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, just a little tip for you guys, because this stuff is difficult, and the manufacturer doesn't tell you, hey, you know, don't just keep pulling it off. Like, let it stick to itself. So there you go. Hopefully that helps. All right, well look at that, you guys. It's a big wad of Eternabond tape. Proof that you can remove it. I did take it off. Okay guys, well here's a little word about 3M double-sided sticky tape or BHB tape. Don't do it. This stuff doesn't ever want to come off. Unless you want it to be extremely permanent, don't do it, guys. Okay, you guys, see this black strip right here? That's that double-sided sticky tape I was telling you about. If you do have to use it, make sure you use it sparingly. It leaves like this weird foam stuff that you can't get off, and I am going to now attempt to use a straight razor on it and see if I can scrape it off without hurting my fiberglass, which I'm starting to think that this is probably going to be an impossible endeavor, but I'm going to give it a shot. Okay guys, let's see if I can do this and hold the camera steady. If I can't, I apologize, but that's just the way it is. I'm trying to get my thing in the frame here and do this at the same time. It's not working very well. Yeah, this straight razor scrapey thing probably works okay, but this is what I'm having to do. It looks like it's getting some of it off. It's pretty gooey and gross. Probably gonna gum up my razors pretty fast. I'm just going a little bit at a time because I don't want to hurt my fiberglass too much. Not that anybody's gonna see it up here, but I will know it, and it will bother me because that's just how I am. Yeah, looks like it's coming off. So yeah, that's what you guys got to do. Take as much of it off with you as you can, and then come back in with this little razor guy and clean it off, and then probably use some rubbing alcohol or something to get the rest off, or Goo Gone or something. I don't know, even WD-40 might work. I don't know, we're gonna find out together though. Try not to get too much claw marks in there. But yep, that's what you gotta do. Sucks. Okay, so as you could have probably guessed, getting all of that tape and all that crap off the van was kind of a hard process. And just so you guys know, the BHB tape or double-sided 3M sticky tape, whatever you guys want to call it, that stuff was a pain in the butt. I finally did get it off. I had to scrape a lot of it off with my straight razor blade like I showed you, and then I ended up having to use rubbing alcohol on the whole thing just to kind of dissolve it and scrub it off. I literally had to use like one of those green scrubbers that you get from, you know, like washing, you know, like, I don't know, the cleaning department in the department stores. I don't know what you call it, but like, yeah, they're like the green Scotch-Brite scrubby things. I had to use one of those with alcohol and then a paper towel just to scrub that stuff off. It was horrible. It was like one of the worst jobs ever. So like I said before, don't do it. Don't put that stuff on there unless you know you're never going to take whatever it is that you're putting on off. Yeah, and other than that, it turned out really good. I've got the solar panel up there and everything, so let's go check that out. Okay guys, sorry about all the noise and the wind, but that's just how it goes. But this is how it turned out. This is what the solar panel looks like on here. Yes, I only put one on there because, well, it does almost as much as the two that I had on there, so why put more than one? And it's way more stealth now. You can't even see it from below like you could the other ones. And I think it's gonna last a lot longer because of the way we put it on there. There's actual air pockets. I'm gonna try to show this to you, so forgive me if it doesn't work, but yeah. Yeah, so there's like air pockets on both sides. Now it can get air underneath, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to come off because in the middle there was still some BHB tape from the old stuff that I didn't clean off, and it was still really sticky, and so it did stick down to that a little bit. Plus we have the Eternabond tape that really does not ever come off unless you take it off. And so I think this is going to work out a lot better. So we'll see. Okay guys, as you can see, the charge controller is working and the solar panel is charging my cute little battery down here. And so now I have plenty of electricity for the van. It's working out great. I'm very happy. This thing is kind of, well, kind of weird. But that's how many volts are coming in right now, which is really good because it's in the shade. It could probably have more coming in, but yeah, for being in the shade, I'm not going to complain. And let's see. And that's how much it's going to the battery. And the battery's at 100%, so it's just kind of floating there. 13.8 volts. And there's basically nothing going out. So I have all this electricity I'm making and I'm not using it. But I really don't care. Very happy with it. I wanted it to be working and not having any troubles, so there you go. Okay guys, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. In case you're wondering, the 2 solar panels that we removed from the van the other day were like about 100 and something a piece. I can't remember exactly, but I think it came out to like 375 watts is what I had up there. And it never really worked too well. To be honest, I really wasn't too satisfied with them, but they did the trick for the time that I was living in the van full time. The panel that I replaced it with, believe it or not, even as small as it is, it's 340 watts. So I figured, why put 2 up there when that one does almost as much as what the 2 of them that I had up there were doing. Yeah, I could have like gone like, you know, overkill and put 2 of those up there and it would have totally fit and it would have been fine and it would have made a whole heck of a lot more of electricity. But because I'm just not using the van all the time, I didn't think that was necessary. So yeah guys, hopefully all this little fiasco that I went through is going to help you guys. Just remember, any solar panel, no matter what, and I knew this going in, but I did it anyway, all of them really need to have air going underneath them, otherwise they're not going to last very long. And it's easier to do with the regular glass panels that are in the aluminum frames. But as far as the flexible ones go, one of the reasons why people buy those is so that they can, you know, put them on flush on something that's not exactly, you know, flat. So there you have it guys. Like I say, hopefully that helps you guys with deciding on what to do and giving you guys some pointers on possibly removing things after you put it on if it breaks and all that good stuff. And this is YouTube, so hopefully you guys will like and subscribe and all that good YouTube-y stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.